Hello, everyone. So, Global Software Architecture Summit is just around the corner, and we're delighted to have a chance to have one of the speakers with us today, Andrea Magnorsky. Andrea, could you introduce yourself, your expertise, and tell us what will be your talk about in GSAS 23?
Sure. So, yep, as Katerina said, I am Andrea Magnorsky, and I am a programmer. And I like to talk about, I like learning. And in this case, I'm going to be introducing a technique called Bytesize Architecture Sessions, which is a tool for um, knowledge sharing. It's a workshop format for knowledge sharing.
Mm-hmm. All right. And like, uh, coming back, let's say, to the main focus of the current edition that we are organizing, which is about modern practices in software architecture, how to be more efficient, effective, and enjoy what you do. So, how would you link your talk to this? So, how do you believe that would make software architects' life more enjoyable? Let's say.
Well, I think an essential part of building systems is to be effective at sharing knowledge. And sadly, this is something that we're not really good at right now as an industry, not just anyone in particular. Like you, Katerina, why aren't you sharing your knowledge or whatever? It's not. It's something that we're, I think, starting to adapt more and more to, and like wake up to the idea that, well, if we're aligned in how we think and our mental models, then we can build better things because we're thinking around similar areas rather than be siloed and unmatched. So I think when you are all working together, it's easier to do something that feels more cohesive, and I think that makes it more enjoyable. So that's I think it's perfectly suited.
Yeah.
This talk is perfectly suited to be on that topic because it's quite all encompassing when it comes to building systems.
Sure, absolutely. And what you're proposing, have you been trying it for a while? Is your solution based on your, let's say, personal experience, or this is something that you found on the books and you highlighted, like, oh, that's a great idea. So how did you actually find it, and why did you decide to choose this topic in particular for this edition?
It would have been amazing if I would have found it in a book because it would have been less painful and long. um, but I think when you develop something out of a need, it feels so right. It's easy to get behind it because you have tried it and tested it for many years. In my case, the Bytesize Architecture Sessions is something that kind of started without really a name around 2017 or 2018. And I've been kind of doing that in different um, teams that I worked with. And it didn't have a name. And at some point, I realized that it needed a name because it's so useful, and other people deserve to have this thing rather than, yeah, you need to do this thing and do this thing. Like rather than having multiple steps, you kind of go like, right, this is a recognizable pattern, which is all about trying to let people think, like, basically let people think a little bit alone and a little bit together.
Mm-hmm.
And with those two things, build the idea of what the system is in an iterative way, right? So you do this alone bit first, then the together bit later, and then you do this once a week or so. And that's a way to build systems, kind of knowledge and sharing knowledge about how systems work and model together, learn how to do modeling, how to do diagramming in a kind of safe environment that evolves with everyone involved in this process. So it's it's grown from the ground up. It's as much as a grassroots way as it can possibly be.
Sure. Sounds very interesting, and we can't wait to actually be there in front of you and hear the whole talk and ask questions. I'm sure there will be a lot of questions. So thank you, Andrea, for sharing this. And we can't wait to see you in Barcelona in October. We'll have 3 days full of talks and workshops with a lot of networking sessions. And yeah, it's just how many months left? 3 months and a half, and we'll be reunited.
No, I think it's going to be great. There's many great speakers lined up. And, I think it's just having everyone there at the same time will enable great communications. I can't wait for the Global Software Architecture Summit in Barcelona.
Okay, see you there. Thanks a
All right.
lot.
Thank you.